Kneat.com makes a software that helps digitize validation processes for the life sciences industry. What does that mean? Various regulatory bodies around the world want to see that manufacturing processes for things like biotech and drugs and medical devices are validated at each and every step. So every bit of the manufacturing process, the equipment used, gauges, things like water quality, heating, air conditioning, all need to be checked and tested and validated. And this is traditionally a very paper-intensive process. So documents were printed and signed by hand, filed and hard copy, ready for audit. And Kneat software is designed to track all of the steps of the process, from creating the forms to performing certain validation tests remotely, to generating reports for regulators. So the business model is a land and expand model. Once they sign a customer, usually it's for 3 years. They will roll out the software to the customer on a handful of processes at one or a couple of the customer's manufacturing sites. And then they proceed rolling out in phases to other processes and other sites at the manufacturer. So a customer might have something like 700 validations that need to be performed at each of 30 sites, if we're talking about a particularly large customer. So what's the market opportunity? Kneat management estimates their addressable market is $850 million in annual recurring revenue. Total annual recurring revenue stands at about $8 million, and that's up about 140% year over year. The company currently counts 12 of the 20 largest biopharmas as customers. They're each at various phases of rollout, and the rollout does take a long time, takes 6 months to 2 years. But you might start with 100,000 revenue initially, and every 6 months that's rising as they add new processes and sites, and you can get to 2, 3, 4 million in annual recurring revenue from a single customer. Gross profit margins 56%, 26 million in cash on the balance sheet, and no debt. Co-founder is the CEO and owns 20% of the company. And I think it could 10x in like 7 to 10 years.
I've got a question for Joshua, if you're up for it. If Kneat, I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Kneat it's a small company, and it's to even buy it, you have to go over the counter, right? So my question would be is, if the investment thesis was distilled down into a meme, and by meme I mean just a credible, single, clear idea. So it's really going to end up being a phrase. What's the meme that's going to catch people's eyes and bring people to start investing in Kneat?
It would be a sign, like a sign of a printer or stack of paper, or with an X through it, or don't warning, don't come here. And it's the biggest differentiator between Kneat and its competitors. Actually, some of Kneat's competitors are quite a bit larger than it is and operate in parallel verticals. There's use cases for software like Kneat makes in stuff like automobile manufacturing and food manufacturing, other kinds of regulated industries. And the difference, though, is that Kneat truly is paperless 100%, whereas the competitors are kind of a hybrid situation where there's some paper. So this is a 100% paperless thing. The other thing I want, yeah, go ahead.
Is it a lot for quality assurance purposes? Is that kind of the primary focus? Right.
It's compliance, quality assurance, and regulatory auditing, so that you could assure that every pill is, stamp of approval and it's safe for consumption.
All the way through the chain of production effectively. And it's kind of tagging it all the way. Is that the idea? Okay.
Yes. The other thing I wanted to point out about purchasing the stock is I would not buy this one over the counter. I would use a brokerage account that has international trading capabilities to buy this on the TSX Venture Exchange. It is extremely illiquid, something like 21,000 US dollars of daily dollar volume. So I would not buy the over-the-counter shares. I would just use something like you could do it at Fidelity if you have international trading turned on, and they charge you, I don't know, $12, something like that.
Do you have an idea of the size of the company? Like, does it have a market cap over the counter like that, or is it?
So the company is 300 million Canadian market cap. So a tenth the size of Fubo, I think. So it's 3 billion. So,
Yep, you got it.
yeah.
We're dealing with some extremely different markets. A tenth of the size of a Fubo, and Fubo,
Which is
compared to
1/11 of
Alibaba.
a Doge.
Yeah, exactly.